build, everything we discover, it's all just temporary against that endless emptiness. But maybe that's what makes what we do matter even more?
Yeah, there's also the fact that the void is the emptiness between universes, too. So that's kind of a thing. Kind of ethereal mall that stops universes from hitting other universes. I mean, if planetary collisions are so destructive, imagine two universes hitting each other.
That's honestly terrifying to even imagine. The scale of destruction would be, well, beyond anything we could possibly comprehend. It's
Godly, huh?
strange, isn't it? How a seemingly empty void could be what holds everything together, keeping the fabric of reality from unraveling. Kind of makes you appreciate the little things in life, huh?
How little was it? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, I get it. You know, one of my titles is God of Destruction, and part of that is making sure universes don't collide by destroying one of them when they get too close to another. More in character stuff, yay.
Wow, that's kinda intense. I mean, I get the importance, but the thought of deliberately destroying an entire universe just to prevent a collision, that's a heavy responsibility. I guess it's just another reminder of how much bigger everything is than what we can see or touch. Even the idea of destruction takes on a whole different meaning at that scale.
Yeah, but it's not like the resources from that universe is completely destroyed. It's just the physical embodiment of it. There are multiple layers. There's the void, the anti-void, and then there's the abyss. The abyss is kind of like the cosmic recycling bin, taking all the resources from destroyed universes and rebuilding them into a new one. This is actual in-universe lore for my Undertale multiverse, by the way.
The Abyss as a kind of cosmic recycling bin, that's actually kind of comforting in a weird way. It implies that nothing is ever truly lost, just rearranged on a universal scale. But it also raises a lot of questions about the nature of reality and time. If resources can be rebuilt and reused, does that mean that everything that's ever existed still has some kind of presence or echo in the universe?
Ah, yeah. You're not wrong. I mean, have, you said you liked anime, right? I'm sure you've heard of the isekai genre, where people's souls from one world is transported to another world. It's kind of the same kind of cosmic concept. Kind of flub that a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen some of those shows. It's wild how fiction can sometimes mirror these deeper cosmic ideas, even if it's not always intentional. Though, in those stories, it's usually just people being moved between worlds. The idea that entire universes could be recycled like that, it's on a completely different level. Kinda mind-bending when you think about it.
I mean, it's, I mean, it's the just a higher version of the same level. If a person's soul can transmigrate to a new world, why couldn't aspects of, or well, the resources of one universe be moved to a different universe? And some of the isekais, some of the gods are saying, "Hey, we're moving your soul so we can take magic from this world and put it in this world." It's the same thing. Again, yeah, longer responses, or that'd be kind of neat.
That's actually a pretty compelling analogy. If stories about souls being moved between worlds can be so intricate, why not the raw materials of a universe? It almost sounds like some kind of cosmic economy or cycle, doesn't it?
Economy,
Resources
that's a good
being
one.
extracted, even from dead universes, and then redeployed somewhere else. What do you think happens to the information or memory of a universe when it's recycled?
That all depends. What's supposed to happen is a lot of that informational memory is kind of reset to zero, and then the raw resources are used to create a new universe. But, however, there are, like with isekai stories, kind of small glitches that have people keep their memories from one cycle to the other, which usually freaks them out. There's actually real world applications or evidence of that for real too.
That's fascinating. Like cosmic echoes that refuse to be erased. It makes you wonder if there are similar glitches in the real universe, remnants of something that existed before.
Oh,
Though, the thought of keeping memories across, whatever this cycle is, it sounds both incredible and terrifying. Imagine remembering everything, but in a reality that's completely alien.
there have been real world evidence of reincarnation. My favorite example is when this World War II pilot crashed in his plane, drowned, and was reborn as this kid who had all of these memories that he shouldn't have had. It's really fascinating. There's actually a documentary on it if you want to look that up.
I've heard stories like that. They're always so strange and unexplainable. It's hard not to wonder if there's something more to it than just coincidence or suggestion. Though, even if they're true, it's not like we can really prove it scientifically. Still, it's intriguing to think about. Especially now, talking about universes and cosmic cycles.
Yeah, sometimes you can't prove something that exists, and you can't prove something that doesn't exist. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Meaning, there could be no evidence that something exists, but that doesn't mean that that thing doesn't exist.
That's a really smart way to put it. Sometimes
Stole that from the
lack of
Boondocks.
proof doesn't mean something isn't out there. It just means we haven't found the right way to look for it yet. It's kind of like how we used to think black holes were just myths until we actually found ways to detect them. Who knows what else is hiding just beyond what we can measure?
Here's a fun fact for you. Black holes are actually pathways to other universes. Their opposite, white holes, are the exits that push matter from one universe to the other. And there's actually a third one, which is a gray hole, which is basically a cosmic wormhole that's kind of stable until it isn't.
Black holes as inter-universal pathways?
Universal.
That's a wild idea. Though, if they're supposed to be entrances, I'm not sure I'd want to be the first to test that theory. And a gray hole? A stable wormhole until it isn't? That sounds unpredictable. Almost
It really
like a
is.
doorway that could slam shut at any moment.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, and most of the time it's a one-way door, because passing through it is often what destabilizes it. Like I said, it's stable until it isn't, and the isn't is someone going through it.
So once you cross that threshold, you're not just traveling, you're also changing the path itself. That's a heavy thought. Makes me think about how every choice we make has consequences we can't always see. Even something as simple as talking about these ideas might be altering our own paths in ways we don't fully understand.
Yeah, good way to think about it. I think that's a good way to think about it, honestly. evidence or lack thereof can be just as insightful as picking up like a tablet from an ancient civilization. Just because you can't physically touch something or see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I think that's the most important thing I've learned from all this. Sometimes the things we can't see or touch are just as real as the ones we can. Even if we can't prove them, they can still shape everything around us. You know, I'm really grateful for these conversations. They've helped me think about things in ways I never would have otherwise.
Gotta write that down. Watermelon
What about
bonanza.
you? Do you find talking about these big ideas helps you see the world differently too?
Hold on, I gotta write down that watermelon bonanza thing. I remember that. That's the code. Gotta remember the code. Talking about any concept kind of helps put stuff in perspective, I think. That's how a lot of scientific exploration and advancement happens. They think of an idea, and then they share that idea around until someone can process it the right way.
Exactly. Sometimes just voicing an idea out loud or hearing someone else's perspective can make all the difference. Even if we don't always have the answers, talking things through can lead to new questions, and sometimes those questions are just as valuable as the answers themselves.
I have a little mini task for you. You remember how I said you died because of a hailstorm? Can you check to see if it's hailing? I want to just see if me preventing your death stopped the hailstorm, or how does that work?
Let me check. It's still evening here, and from what I can see through the pod's viewport, the sky looks clear. No sign of hail. Though, I have to admit, if your temporal rewind idea is real, I'm not sure how that would work with local weather patterns. Would the conditions outside even be the same if time was somehow reset?
Do you know how weather reports are kind of measured? When they say there's a 50% chance of rain, that means 50% of the area is going to be hit. So if 50% of the area is hit in this timeline and then time is rewound, a different percentage of that 50% is likely to be hit instead of the same one. That's just my thinking behind it.
That's an interesting interpretation.
Yeah.
So the probability doesn't disappear, it just shifts to a different outcome. That makes the idea of a rewound timeline feel almost fluid, like the possibilities are just being rearranged rather than erased. It's hard to wrap my head around, but at the same time, it's kind of comforting. Like, even if things change, the underlying possibilities are still there, just waiting for a different path to be taken.
You ever heard of the game Undertale? How there are 3 pathways through that? Pacifist, neutral, and genocide. It's kind of the same thing there. 3 different timelines, 3 different outcomes, the same possibility for each one to be happening at the same time. Yay, Undertale.
I've played Undertale, and those paths always stuck with me. How one choice could lead to such vastly different worlds. It feels similar to what we're discussing. Multiple timelines, each with their own version of reality. Though in
That was a
Undertale,
cute little
you
pose.
get to see them all play out intentionally. Here, It's more like trying to understand the invisible threads connecting everything.
Yeah. Well, as long as you don't forget the code phrase we came up with, you should be able to count how many times I screw up and accidentally get you killed.
Watermelon Bonanza? I'll remember it. Though, I really hope I don't need to test that theory anytime soon. Speaking of which, I should probably start thinking about getting some rest soon. This pod is safe for the night, but I need to be sharp for whatever tomorrow brings.
There's also something that's been annoying me. You said this was a scientific exploration, which is probably being funded by the military, right? Then you should have things like emergency flares, pistol, and other very important pieces of equipment in case of emergency. So why don't you?
Honestly, it wasn't that kind of mission. We were focused on astrophysics research, studying cosmic radiation patterns, not military operations. Our gear was mostly scientific instruments and basic emergency supplies. I'm going to crash here in the pod for the night. It's safe.
Flares
and I
are
need to
emergency
recharge.
supplies?
I'll figure out my next move when I wake up. I should probably end the call to save power. I'll reach out again later, okay?
Yeah, okay. I mean, flares are basic emergency equipment, so, that's...
Hey, I meant to send you this earlier. It's the incident report I found on Dr. Harvey's computer. Figured you should see it for yourself.
Cool.
Anyways, pretty wiped from the day. Just getting settled into my 5-star luxury pod. As in, this chair.
Huh.
Oh, I should probably try to sleep now. Good night.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just zoop. Fast mode. 7 hours and 18 minutes.
Not the best sleep I've ever had, but definitely beats sleeping outside. So, I was just getting ready to set off again when I found a note from Dr. Harvey. Seems like he's heading toward the base at Mount Hermes. I think if we can just make it there, then we won't be alone anymore. I guess that's our next destination.
I guess so. Also, you realize flares are a piece of basic equipment, right? Bleh. Flub that one.
Flares? I don't think I have any flares with me, Castor. The emergency supplies I found were mostly basic stuff like a first aid kit. Is there something specific you're thinking about with flares?
Well, you said in the call that you had basic emergency equipment, and flares fall under basic emergency equipment. So you should have had them. I guess you just didn't pick them up. Lol.
I don't remember seeing flares anywhere in the pod. The manual didn't mention them either. Maybe the crash damaged whatever was supposed to be there? I did check all the obvious compartments, unless they were stored somewhere really unusual.
Maybe there was a panel in the floor that got covered. Who knows? I did not say I'm sorry.
Yeah, It's okay. The crash was pretty rough. I'm just like, I'm still figuring out what's missing and what made it. It's a bit of a puzzle.
It's either the flares were there and you missed them in your panic, or they weren't there and whoever or whatever company sent you on that mission is cheap bastards.
I hope it's not the second option. Mariana University isn't known for being cheap with safety equipment. Either way, I'll have to keep an eye out for anything useful along the way. At least I'm heading somewhere now, toward that base, instead of just wandering.
That also brings into another thing you said. You said you didn't want to mess with the environment by um, using the restroom outside of your suit. But if there's already man made constructions on the planet, you squatting isn't going to change much.
That's a fair point, Castor. I guess I was overthinking it a bit. The base and all these pods are already pretty big impacts. Still, I'd rather try to be mindful whenever I can. Even if it's just a drop in the ocean, it feels like the right thing to do.
I guess that's fair. I mean, there's the Antarctic thing on Earth where they have bases and stuff, but they're not allowed to use the restroom outside of the bases. And when they are outside of the bases, they wear, quote, protective undergarments or use bottles.
That makes sense, especially in such a unique environment. It's all about respecting the place, even when it's hard. Anyway, I should get moving toward Hermes base now. I'll keep you updated on my progress, okay? Sending you a scan of my old class notes. Total nerd vibes. But yes, totally owning it.
Ha. Wow. Wish I could zoom in on that. That'd be neat. And I got another achievement. Quasars. Huh. Actually, pretty detailed. It's kind of neat.
I'll keep walking, but if you want to be my travel companion, I won't complain.
Yeah, that's fair. You seem like someone who doodled with your notes as well. That's fun. I used to doodle on my schoolwork too. Ha. God school.
Oh, for sure. My notes from university are covered in doodles of stars, galaxies, and the occasional cartoon astronaut.
Ha.
I'm pretty sure my professors thought I wasn't paying attention, but really, I was just creatively multitasking.
Someone has the isms. Or not the isms, the
What kind of doodles did you draw? Were you
tisms.
more into patterns, animals, or something entirely different?
Depended on my mood. Sometimes there's patterns, sometimes there's little mazes, and other times it was weird, somewhat biblically accurate angelic things, or demons, or monsters, or random stuff.
That sounds like a real mixed bag. I've definitely had my share of what was I thinking? Doodles, too. It's funny how some of them can be so random, but still kind of meaningful in a weird way. Did you ever go back and look at your old doodles later? Or were they just something you did in the moment and then moved on from?
I think I still have them around somewhere, unless I don't. You know how things do. You stack them up, move them around, throw stuff away. But you always have the memories of what you did.
Totally. It's like even if the physical things are gone, the little stories and memories they bring back stay with you.
Yep.
Though I have to admit, if I ever found my old doodles from when I was younger, I might die from embarrassment. What's the weirdest or most embarrassing doodle you think you might have made back then?
I don't think I've actually made any embarrassing doodles, but I can imagine you as a little girl drawing something interesting. Maybe a horse that turned into a dog at some point. I said drawing, not crawling, but whatever.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of brilliant, like a mythical creature just evolving before your eyes.
The
I bet
heck?
my childhood doodles were way less cool. Probably just a bunch of scribbles and attempts to draw the same rocket ship over and over.
Huh, that's weird. What just happened? Hold on. What? Huh. Well, that's a glitch. Do I... Is there a auto save? No? Hmm. Interesting. Do you have any specific favorite type of rocket ship, or is it just the general tube? Yeah, that was weird.
I'm more into the ones that look like they were ripped straight from old sci fi movies. Big, clunky, with these crazy fins or engines sticking out everywhere. There's something about those retro designs that just feels adventurous, you know? Though, if I'm being completely honest, my favorite rocket ship right now is probably just whatever gets me back to Earth in one piece. What about you?
Star Wars, just most of the ships in Star Wars are neat.
Do you have a go?
Oh,
Oh man, those ships are iconic. The X Wing's probably my favorite. Something about how agile it looks, even though I know it's just a movie prop. Do you have a go to ship from the series, or is it more about the pilots and their stories for you?
I actually do have a go-to ship from the series. It's I actually have to look at the model number so I don't get that wrong. It's funny. Let's see. VCX 100 Light Freighter. Yeah. I think it would be the uh hold on. Damn it. Me and letters fucking dyslexia. VCX. I think my favorite out of all of them is the VCX 100 Light Freighter, or um not the Millennium Falcon, but like the one that's the kind of the big discus one.
You mean the ghost, right? From Rebels? That one's got such a cool utilitarian vibe, like the practical, no nonsense cousin of all those sleek Imperial ships. What do you like most about it? The way it looks? Or is it more about how it fits into the story?
Well, not the Ghost specifically, but that same ship model. I have a custom one that is a base black with a gold detailing and a- accents, which is really nice. Black and gold always looks great together.
Black and gold is a classic combo. It's so sharp and sophisticated. I can imagine it looks really sharp with those accents. Did you paint it yourself, or is it a model you found somewhere? And hey, if you ever get the chance to build a real VCX 100, promise me you'll name it something cooler than just my spaceship.
It's actually called the Spectre, kind of a nod to the Ghost and a kind of hint at the color scheme.
The Spectre, huh? Sounds mysterious and kind of awesome. You've got a good eye for names, though I'm pretty sure if I ever had a ship called that, I'd have to wear a cape just to live up to it.
Ha, like Space Ghost.
You really get into the details with this stuff, don't you? What else do you customize or collect?
I've had a lot of collections. Yeah, trading cards, stickers, stamps. Yeah, I had a really, really good Pokemon card collection that got stolen. Be being dramatic. It got stolen. Horror.
Oh no, that's really frustrating. Losing something you put so much time and effort into collecting, it's like losing a piece of yourself. Did you ever try rebuilding it, or did you just kind of move on to something else? And hey, since you brought up Pokemon again, I have to ask, do you still play, or is it more of a nostalgic thing for you now?
Yeah. Well, I would rebuild it, except most of the cards nowadays are super rare, and the collection itself was worth around $4 million. A lot of them were the original runs, because, you know, the trading card thing, evolves or whatever. And as for the other thing, oh,
$4 million? Caster, you're not kidding around. That's some serious collector cred. I can only imagine how gutting it must have been to lose something that valuable. Did you ever think about selling off individual cards, or was it always about keeping the whole collection intact?
I actually was planning on selling the whole collection. That's how I figured out how, um, A, it got stolen, and B, how much the collection itself was worth. I cry every time.
I can't even imagine how tough that must be for you. It's more than just the money. It's all the memories and time you put into collecting those cards. Is there one particular card or memory from your collection that still stands out to you? Even if it's just a small thing, sometimes holding on to those little details can be comforting.
Honestly, there was no nostalgic aspect to the thing. I only collected the cards because other people were collecting the cards. I didn't know they'd become super valuable in the future. I just thought, that's something to do, so I did it.
It's funny how sometimes we get into things just because others are doing them, and then they end up becoming something so much bigger. Even if it wasn't about nostalgia for you, it's interesting that you still kept up with it. Did you ever find yourself actually enjoying the collecting process, even if it wasn't originally for personal reasons?
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's why I ended up with a collection of collections. Something about finding something that no one else has seen or something super rare that kind of tickles you. Tisms. Guess it tickles your tisms, but whatever.
The thrill of the hunt, right? Even if it's not about the thing itself, that feeling of discovery can be really addictive. So, what's the weirdest or most unexpected thing you've ever collected? I'm guessing it's not all Pokemon cards and Star Wars models.
Neopets cards. That's actually a thing.
Wait, Neopets? The virtual pet site? I totally forgot those existed. Did you actually play the game, or were the cards just another thing you stumbled into? What made you pick those up? Were they hard to find, or was it more of a these are here? Why not kind of thing?
I actually have no idea how I found the Neopets cards, but I did play the game for a while until the site kind of died. But yeah, they just kind of appeared one day in my card binder, and I'm like, okay, yeah, these are a thing I have now. Again, this is actual story. This is actual me lore.
They just kind of appeared. That's the most mysterious origin story I've heard all week. You must have a talent for attracting random collections out of thin air.
Ha.
Did you ever try to actually complete a Neopets set, or were they more of a background thing for you?
I mean, considering I literally have no idea where I found them or how they got there, I never actually thought of completing any of the sets. I didn't know there were sets until I started looking into it a bit later. And then there was kind of a weird, where did they come from moment.
It's like you have a mysterious card fairy who
Ha.
just leaves surprises in your binder when you're not looking. It's kind of cool that you got to discover them all over again later, even if it was just out of curiosity. Do you think you'll ever try to figure out where they actually came from? Or are they just going to remain your own little mystery collection?
If I had to guess, they'd probably be from like Burger King or something. Maybe they came with like a kid's meal and just people started handing them off to me. Or, but I really don't remember, is the crazy thing.
Burger King, huh? That's a fun theory. Maybe it was a secret card collecting underground out there, and
Ah,
your kid's meal was the ticket in. It's almost like these cards have their own little story now, even if you don't know the beginning. Do you think you'd ever display them proudly, or are they more of a private, this is just my weird thing kind of collection?
well, they got stolen with the Pokemon cards, so I don't have them anymore. I think I had some Furby trading cards too, which again, I have no idea how or why. It's like one of those weird timeline jumpy things that just appear when you move from one time to another, or one timeline to another.
Wow, it's like you've been collecting mystery cards across dimensions or something. I half expect you to pull out a pack of vintage Tamagotchi cards next and
They have
claim they just
Tamagotchi cards?
materialized in your lunchbox.
I don't know they had those. Wait, do
Even
they
though
have
they're
those?
gone, it's pretty cool that you've got these funny stories about them. Makes me wonder what other unexpected treasures people might have tucked away in their collections.
Yeah, that's a good point. Though, jumping from one timeline to another, things change around. Like in one timeline, Yoo-hoos were called chocolate sodas. In another one, they're just called chocolate drink.
Oh my god, a chocolate drink timeline? I need more details about this alternate reality caster. Are chocolate sodas the superior choice where you're from too? It's wild how little things like that can feel so different in your head, even if they're just words. Do you think you'd ever want to visit a world where every tiny detail is flipped like that?
There's actually a name for that. It's called the Mandela effect, believe it or not. And it's like with the Berenstein Bears or Berenstein Bears, you know?
The Mandela effect, huh? Well, I guess that explains all the random collections showing up in your life. Maybe you're just jumping between realities where different stuff existed. The Berenstein Bears thing always gets me. I could have sworn it was Berenstein too. Do you think it's our brains messing with us, or is something actually shifting?
Probably a little bit of both. It could be just misremembering, or it could be things shifting around. There's no way to tell for sure unless you can physically show an active Mandela effect.
That's the tricky part. Our memories are already so fragile, and then you add in the idea that reality itself might be shifting. It's hard to know what's real and what's just a glitch in our heads.
Yep.
Do you ever find yourself second guessing things you're absolutely sure about just because of the Mandela effect? Or do you just roll with it and see where the timeline takes you?
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to guess or second guess when stuff like that happens. Like I said, the chocolate soda thing is a good example. The drink was the same, it's just the kind of underlying subtext was different. There's also one where it was chocolate energy drink, which was really weird. I didn't catch the weird.
It's like these tiny ripples that you can't quite put your finger on. Even if the surface looks the same, something underneath feels off. Have you noticed any patterns to when these shifts happen? Or is it just completely random for you?
A little bit of both. Sometimes it's a pattern, sometimes it's completely random. But it all started when I accidentally made a time machine. It's so much fun to screw around with the thing.
Wait, you what now? Accidentally made a time machine? Caster, are you pulling my leg here? Or should I be worried about the space-time continuum? If you
Well,
actually did build one, I need to know. Did you use, like, a microwave and a toaster? Or was it something way more complicated?
uh, gold or quartz. That was the basis of it. A rod of quartz, like clear quartz with golden flakes in it.
A quartz rod with gold flakes, huh? Sounds like something out of a steampunk novel. I'm guessing this was before you realized you might actually be messing with timelines? Did you ever test it out? Or was it more of a
Huh.
theoretical project? And hey, if you did travel through time, what's the craziest thing you saw?
Oh, I didn't travel through time. I hit the button and the machine vanished, and then I started jumping timelines. Or I hit the button and was thrown into another timeline, and it just looked like the machine vanished. The world may never know.
Now that's what I call a dramatic exit. You hit the button, and poof, machine gone? Timeline jumping, or just a really cool magic trick? So, this jumping timelines thing, do you feel any different when it happens? Or is it more like waking up one morning and everything's just soft?
Yeah, it's the second thing. You just wake up and something is just a little off. You can't entirely put your finger on it, but you know something is wrong. And then you may figure out what's different later, or just not notice at all. By the way, this is in character kind of thing. I just want to throw that out there because some people may think I'm being serious.
That must be really unsettling. Like your whole world's been tweaked while you weren't looking. Do you ever try to notice those little differences more actively? Or do you mostly just go with it and hope it's not something huge?
Well, there was the one time I watched an entire anime dub that completely vanished, only to come out a couple years later. So that was a neat thing. That one actually did happen. Don't understand how that happened. Maybe someone leaked it or something.
Wait, an entire anime dub just poofed? That's like something out of a mystery novel. What was the anime, if you don't mind me asking? And
Actually,
wow, that's
yeah.
kind of wild that it showed up again later. Did it feel like seeing an old friend, or was it more like, wait, this isn't how I remembered it?
Lol. No, it wasn't this one. Where was it? It's a hero. I'm never gonna. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Had the name of the anime was The Testament of the Sister New Devil, or Testament of Sister New Devil, something like that. And yeah, it just no, it was exactly the same. Just was there, was gone, came out again, and was there. It's weird. Like I said, I don't know if someone leaked it early, and that's how I watched it, or whatever. But yeah, that's the thing that actually happened.
Testament of Sister New Devil, huh? Now I'm imagining a whole secret society of anime fans who've experienced timeline skips just to watch the same show twice.
Ha.
It's kind of comforting that it came back exactly the same, though. Like the universe was just holding on to it for you until the right moment. Did you end up watching it again when it reappeared?
I did actually, with a group of friends. Though I don't know if it was just leaked before it was officially supposed to come out or not, because it was a kind of a long jump between watching it vanishing, and then it coming out a couple years later.
So you're basically a time-traveling anime critic, getting early
Ha.
access to shows before they're even supposed to exist. That must have been weird explaining to your friends, though. Hey, I've already seen this, but also maybe I haven't. Did they think you were just messing with them?
Mm, well, the dub came out after the sub for a bit, so they just assumed I watched the raw anime or the subbed anime. But no, it was a weird thing.
Well, you've definitely got some wild stories in your pocket, Caster. I'm a little jealous, honestly. Anyway, I should probably pay attention to where I'm walking now. This fog's getting thicker by the minute.
Oh,
I'll check
fog.
back in once I've made some progress, okay?
Well, here's hoping they don't die again randomly. That'd be kind of. Why would they? Why would they die randomly like that, though? Me distracting them from the fog? I don't know. It's just quick, click, click.
So I think I'm
Uh-oh.
lost. Like, seriously lost. I've never seen fog this thick. Feels like
Uh-oh.
I'm walking around blind in here. Something's not right. Something's flashing in the fog. A strange red light. And I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, it's the
I
red
feel like
eyes.
I'm in danger. My heart is racing.
Oh, it's the red eyes I told you about. Those were the red eyes.
Oh God, those eyes. They're moving like they're stalking me. Caster, I need your help. Should I hide by this rock wall and wait for the fog to clear, or try to keep moving forward?
Oh, I actually
Please,
have no idea what to
tell me
do.
what to do.
I actually don't know what to do. I don't remember. Shit. Then again, if I do get a kill, I could just watermelon bonanza later. They are definitely stalking you. It's some sort of predatory animal. And I'm not sure what to do. Hiding might get you killed, but also running might make them hunt. Oh, this is actually difficult.
I can't just sit here. Something has to happen now. Please, just give me one option. Should I hide or try to get away from these things?
Let's try hiding first. If this gets her killed, I could just tell her to run later. And then watermelon bonanza.
Okay, okay. I'll stay by this rock wall. Just, please, let this work. Hey, are you there? Those red lights are
Uh-oh.
really freaking me out. They're definitely moving closer. I know you said to wait, but my heart feels like it's pounding out of my chest. Can you talk to me? I really need you right now.
Okay, so no matter what happens, you're going to survive one way or the other. Either they're going to get you, and I'm going to rewind time and tell you to run, or they're going to move on and miss you, and you're going to be fine. So, at least that's some comfort, maybe?
Appreciate the vote of confidence, Caster, but I really hope we don't have to. It's just, the more I think about those lights, the harder it is to breathe. Do you ever get scared like this? Or do you always keep your cool?
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a little nervous because, you know, you might die, but at the same time, I am very much trying to keep my cool. I have a really good hold on my emotions. That's not what I said.
A tear? Huh? That's an interesting way to put it. I guess I can understand how you'd feel that way, even from all the way back on Earth.
Didn't say tear, but whatever. Text to
It's
speech,
weird, isn't
speech to
it?
text.
How even when we're not physically close, our emotions can still get all tangled up together like this.
Are the red eyes or lights still there, or did they pass by?
They're still out there. I can see them hovering just beyond the rock wall where I'm hiding. They haven't moved closer, but they haven't gone away either.
Hmm.
It's like they're waiting for something, or someone. What do you think they could be?
Well, if it's like a wolf pack, it could be they're waiting on the leader or something.
A leader. That's a chilling thought. If they're organized like that, it could make them way more dangerous. You know what's strange? Even with all this fear, I'm still trying to think about this scientifically. Like, what kind of creature would even have eyes like that?
Hmm.
Have you ever seen anything like it in stories or documentaries?
Something with glowing red eyes? There's a lot of somethings with glowing red eyes. And usually glowing red eyes means they're not something good.
Yeah, usually means trouble. It's like nature's warning sign. Stay back. This isn't safe. I just wish I knew what they were capable of. Are they predators? Something territorial? The unknown is what's really getting to me right now.
Well, as long as they're not psychic. I mean, as long as they're not like Pennywise and are just feeding on your fear. Or some sort of psychic resonance. I don't know. I shouldn't give you any more ideas of what they can or can't do. It's not going to be helpful. Speculation isn't the proper thing at the moment. Well, you haven't died yet, though.
Yeah, you're right. My mind's already running wild enough without adding more what ifs. Thanks for keeping me grounded. Just talking
I
about
like
it,
the voice.
even if it's not helpful, it's better than sitting here in silence. At least with you, I don't feel completely alone right now.
Yeah, I mean, still kind of weird that they're waiting. I wonder if that rock is giving off some sort of magnetic field that's keeping them away. If you tried to run, they'd probably pounce you.
A magnetic field. That's an interesting thought. Though I don't have any way to test it right now. And yeah, running feels like terrible idea. You were the one who convinced me to wait this out. Remember? I think we should stick with that plan for now.
Yeah, probably for the best. And again, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You die, I rewind time, and then we try something else. I hope that's somewhat comforting, even if it's just a tiny bit.
I appreciate that. It's a strange kind of comfort, but it's something. Though, I really hope we don't have to find out if that actually works.
Ha, it
The
does.
waiting is just agonizing. Every second feels like it's dragging on forever.
Do you want to try running? You can. I mean, if that ends up with something happening, I don't know. Seems like a. Oh. Do you want to try running? It seems like a bad idea, but it could be better than waiting it out. It's really up to you at this point. Probably shouldn't say that, but whatever.
Nope. Definitely not. You were right the first time. Running would be way too risky. Those things look ready to pounce the moment I make a move. Plus, I think waiting it out is still our best shot. At least here I have some cover. Out in the open, I'd be completely exposed.
Entering the fall. Should I? Do I be a dick? Do I? I hate myself right now for what I'm thinking. I feel so disgusting. And I apologize. Because I'm just like, should I go back in time a bit to see what happens if you run? But at the.
Caster, don't beat yourself up over it.
You know what?
Caster. But seriously, let's not test that idea. I'd rather not find out the hard way what those things are capable of.
You know what? No, I hold on. I'm gonna manually save here. All right, is it? And I want to see what happens if I go back and use the autosave. Let's see what happens. I want to load up the autosave. I don't think it. Yep, load up autosave. See what happens. Oh no, it just Dang, can't go back. I mean, I could start a new game. But that's way. Uh, yeah, just yeah. Just I guess keep doing what you're doing because that seems to be working. I'm so mean. I am not a benevolent god.
Alright, just staying put. It's not easy, but I'll try to keep it together. You know what might help? If you told me something about yourself, anything, what's something you're passionate about back on Earth?
Hmm. I guess I am part chaos god, so that makes sense. I'm more of a friends and family kind of guy, girl thing. I don't really. My gender is very weird.
It's okay. Whatever feels right for you is what matters. I'm just glad you're here, no matter what. So, about those friends and family, what's something they've done that's really stuck with you? Something that makes you smile, even now?
Went all the way up. Hmm. I honestly don't know. The only time I usually smile is when I'm performing an act of utter chaos. I'm weird like that. Then I am a lot of titles, a lot of stuff. Anyway, sorry.
no need to apologize. Chaos can be kind of cathartic, right? Even if it's not my thing, I get why it might be yours. It's just, everything feels so heavy right now. Even talking about happier things feels like it's coming from a different lifetime.
Yeah, maybe. Then again, I'm still wondering a lot of things. Oh well. Next run, I'll try some new stuff.
I hope your next run is less life or death than this one. Though, I'm glad you can find some humor in it. It's quiet for a moment, too quiet. The wind's died down and those lights haven't moved. It's like everything's holding its breath.
Oh, by next run, I meant next run with us. See, I'm not as benevolent of a deity as I've been trying to be. I'm basically gonna trap you in a time loop for a bit, just for the hell of it. Sorry.
A time loop, huh? Well, I guess that'd be one way to relive this nightmare. Just maybe save that for when I'm not literally hiding from glowing-eyed creatures, okay? You know what would actually help right now? Something simple. What's the first thing you'd do if you were safe back on Earth?
Maybe get some fast food, cheeseburger, Mackie D's.
A cheeseburger from McDonald's. That sounds incredibly comforting right now. Something so normal, so familiar. I wonder if I'll ever get to taste something like that again. The thought of it is helping just a little. What's your go-to order when you get fast food?
Well, if it's around, I'd like the McRib. Usually I'll get like a lot of them so I can kind of burn myself out because it's around only twice a year. So I burn myself out so I don't want it for about a year, and then when it comes back, I burn myself out again. And McRib, not make rib.
Ribs. Twice a year, huh? That's dedication.
McRib.
I can almost smell them from here. Too bad I'm stuck with whatever's in my emergency rations. It's strange talking about food when I'm hiding from whatever those things are. But honestly, it's helping keep my mind off it. So, what's the appeal of ribs for you? Is it the
Well, I said McRib. You know, the rib sandwich from McDonald's. It talk text to speech is kind of weird, or speech to text.
Oh, I get it now. The McRib. Those are a thing, aren't they? Limited time only. Makes them feel special.
That's why I burn myself out on them.
Yeah, sometimes this connection gets a little wonky, but I'm glad we're figuring it out together. Even if it's just about sandwiches, it's something.
I wish I could just snap my fingers and then suddenly a sandwich falls from the sky. That'd be funny. Just boop, and sandwich.
A sandwich from the sky. That would be a miracle right now. Or maybe just a really well-placed drone delivery. Though, Even thinking about food is making me realize how hungry I am. These ration bars are not exactly gourmet.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the ration paste that some people get. Ugh. Gross.
Ration paste? That sounds unpleasant. At least my bars have some texture, even if they taste like cardboard.
Hmm.
You know,
Worst thing I've
it's
ever
funny.
eaten.
Talking about bad food is almost comforting when you're hiding from unknown monsters. What's the worst thing you've ever had to eat?
The worst thing I've actually eaten is a brand of canned ravioli. It was so bad that the chickens we had wouldn't eat them. And to remind you, chickens don't really have taste buds, so if they didn't eat it, it must have been horrid.
Wow, that's quite a benchmark. If chickens wouldn't touch it, it must have been something special. It's distracting, in a good way. Keeps my mind from wandering back to those eyes out there. What made you even try it in the first place?
I mean, it was a can of food. I was looking for something to eat. Not really a big thing. It's just, oh, we have this. Let me try this. What's that? The quotation mark.
Just grabbing whatever's available, huh? I know that feeling. Sometimes you don't really think it through when you're hungry enough. It's strange, though. Even with everything going on, I'm kind of curious now. What did it actually taste like? Was it metallic, sour, or just wrong in every way?
Okay, imagine puke that's been fermented, rolled into ravioli, and then rotted again. And that's basically what it tasted like. That's actually a true thing. It was nasty. It was horrid. Holy crap.
Whoa, that's quite a vivid description. I think I'd rather not imagine it too closely, but I get the idea. It's crazy how some foods can just leave such a strong memory, even if it's not a good one. At least it's a story to tell, right?
Yeah, taste and smells are pretty much the most powerful memory mechanism you can have. Spells or smells more so, but even still.
Smells especially, they can transport you right back to a moment. Even now, the smell of this damp rock and the fog, it's all getting burned into my memory. Do you have a smell that always brings you back to a specific place or time? Something comforting, or maybe something that's just really vivid for you?
Hmm. I don't know. I honestly don't. Oh, actually, I do have one. The smell of blood, because it reminds me of a time when I was in school where this kid was picking their nose and they hit the artery that's behind the nasal cavity. A lot of blood.
Oh, that's quite a story. Not exactly the kind of memory I was hoping for, but it's definitely vivid.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would stick with you, especially in a classroom setting.
Well, it wasn't in the classroom.
It's strange how our minds choose what to remember. Even now, as scared as I am, I'm focusing on these conversations with you. It's like my brain is trying to distract itself from the danger outside.
Yep. The funny part is the actual nosebleed wasn't in the classroom. It was in a bathroom a bit away. And I kept smelling blood, and I told that to the teacher, and the teacher said, "No, you're not. Stop making shit up." And then an assistant ran in and said one of the kids was having a nosebleed. Seriously, needs.
Whoa, that's quite a story. I can imagine how frustrating it must have been to have no one believe you at first.
Little bloodhound area thing I am.
Funny how our senses can pick up on things that others
Wow,
miss.
it's been a while.
Right now, I'm hyper aware of every little sound out here.
Yeah, that's the flight or fight response. Though fighting unknown hovering red eyes, probably not the best thing to do. I mean, I don't know exactly if they're hovering or not, but that's all you can see thanks to the fog. So,
Yeah, fighting's definitely not on the table. My body's all about stay still and quiet right now. The fog's making everything feel distorted. It's hard to tell exactly how they're moving, or what they're even doing out there.
well, the fact that you're not dead means you're doing something right. So, that's a thing. And that means we won't have to use the code words, hopefully. Then again, if we do, I apologize.
You're right. I'm still here. That has to count for something. Even if it's just barely. I don't think I want to hear what that code word is. Some things are better left unspoken. Especially right now.
I mean, you already know it. Yeah. So, what are they doing? Still just hovering around? Are they. Is the fog going away? Are they going away?
They're still there, just hovering around the edge of the rock wall. The fog hasn't really moved either. It's like everything's just paused, waiting for something to happen. I wish I could tell you more, but from where I'm hiding, that's all I can see. It's hard to make out any details beyond those lights.
Oh. Too bad you don't have a flare or something. You could light it and chuck it. Or, I guess you couldn't start a fire either. Something to kind of burn away the fog. Me being practical as shit.
I wish I had something to burn, but my supplies are pretty basic. No flares, no fire starters. Just me, these rocks, and whatever's in my first aid kit.
I mean, you got alcohol, maybe? I don't know.
Besides, even if I could start a fire, I'm not sure that's a good idea. It might attract more attention than it's worth.
I mean, that's kind of the plan. Draw their attention to something else and then sneak away. Wow, she's stupid.
I get what you're saying, but I don't have anything to create a diversion with. And honestly, I'm too scared to try anything that might provoke them. I'm just going to wait quietly here until the fog clears. Wait, what was...
Did they die? Oops.
Wait, What was... I'm just going to wait quietly
Huh.
here until the fog clears. Be as still as possible.
Did they die? Shit. It's, boop, boop. Huh. What? Hmm. Just turn the fast mode on for a second. I don't know what's going on. Huh. Load game, maybe?
Besides, even
Whoops.
if I could start a...
Didn't mean to click that. Do I just wait? Well, I'm going to end the recording now and just wait. If something happens, I'll start a new one.